Well, welcome to another edition of GW Unspoken. We have a very special guest here. This is where we discuss stuff we don't typically talk about, but probably should. And who are you, special guest?
Well, I don't know if I'm special. You say everyone's a special guest.
Everyone is special in this place, mate. You're very special in the right ways, of course.
No, I'm Tim Birmingham.
And where do we know each other from?
Mate, we met quite a few years back. I think you were teaching at Caboolture somewhere.
Yeah, Caboolture, yeah.
And I just moved to Queensland and I met you and saw you. I don't know if you remember it, but that's when we met first. And then I met you at another local school. I came over and you were doing some work there and that's how we met.
Had a pretty good connection straight away. Checking out of 5, don't you do this lately, but out of 5, how's Tim feeling right now? 5's good, 0's terrible?
No, pretty good. I'm 5.
Right.
Nothing wrong with me.
And what are you grateful for at the moment? What's something you're grateful for?
That I am healthy. I can't complain.
Yeah.
You know, obviously not at my playing weight, but I'm happy. I'm comfortable. I can't complain about anything.
Yeah, that's good, mate. That's good. If I was to say to you, Tim, you had to define yourself or describe yourself in 60 seconds, what would you say?
Just a battler who tries his best, tries to keep people happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's think. I've got a few questions here and down here, so you can't. I'm seeing you looking sneaky and I look over here, but this is what really annoys me, Tim. You're so annoyingly easy to get along with. Why is that? What's your secret to connection? Because everyone I talk about and go, no, I'm talking to Tim tonight. He's a legend. Take it out of him for me. Always great connections. What's the key?
I've spent the last hour trying not to upset you and keep you happy, mate. So try to keep people happy. Try not to upset anyone, cause conflict, or do anyone any harm.
Do you find that hard though? Is there sometimes when you do get frustrated? Because I was talking to someone today about a local school we worked at, and they were saying that, oh mate, just in charge of your nines, nothing ever seemed to faze him. Is that true? Was there a front sometimes? Are you always pretty easygoing with that kind of stuff? Does it much stress you out?
No. I think I do some of my better work under pressure. Yeah. I sort of got through things. Other people, are planners and get it done early, whereas I was a bit last minute and try and keep things positive that way and just get stuck into it right at the time, right at the minute. Yep. So, if I'm under pressure, it sort of comes probably a bit of a BS artist.
Yeah. But no, not much conflict. You usually get along with most people.
Yeah, and similar to one of your other guests I heard recently, sort of do my best to read the room. And situations. Well, that doesn't look good over there. I don't really want a part of that, or, I know that's a trigger for someone, or I know that's going to cause conflict. I'm happy to agree, Yeah. Say what I think, but obviously not go in there trying to change people's opinions and things like that. You are who you are. I'll let it go.
Okay. I do remember you said that, but there's actually part of that is a lie. Just like the listeners out there know this because even though Tim is on the show and he's going to tell the truth, that's not true. Because there was one time we worked at the same school and I remember walking past him and some of the boys he was teaching actually said, hey fellas, you guys are lucky. And I looked straight at Tim's eyes and said, you got the second best teacher teaching you today. And he just gave me the filthiest look. And I thought, either one, he hasn't got a sense of humour, or two, he doesn't actually realise he's only the second best teacher. So I didn't know what the answer was there.
I responded good humour.
Straight back at me. All right, let's go back to when you're younger. We often do this on the show. What was school like for you? What was growing up, family situation? Where were you? You're a blues man, aren't you?
Yeah, born in New South Wales, Lismore, just over the border. Proud. I came up here, we won the first Origin, and then I lost, 9 straight. Yeah, it was a tough time. Yeah, but grew up in Lismore, New South Wales.
Nice. Good country.
Yeah, great place. I loved it, and safe to say I peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, peaked in year 12, and that was about it. So I loved school. I wasn't great at it, but sport, usually in a country town, gets you through, and I loved it and had great people, great friends. Yeah, never really saw a drama, so I was very lucky.
And so did you play footy at Lismore?
Yeah, grew up. I think I started with the round ball game when I was a little kid. Obviously, Mum didn't want me to get hurt.
Yeah.
And then I think I was under 12s or something like that. And I took up league and, loved it.
Yeah, nice. And so who was that for, the Lismore what?
Yeah, we call the Morris Brothers Rams.
The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Blue and gold. It was great.
And so who was in your local comp there? Because Mum and Dad used to take us to a place in Ballina. And we used to always go there. I just loved like surfing there, and it was beautiful. But they're known for a pretty big football club there too, I think. So was it pretty rough and tough there? And who are some of the teams you played there?
Well, I didn't know any different, but I thought it was pretty good footy. Yeah, we had obviously some good people, good players come from there. I was lucky enough to play a season with Matty King, who ended up playing for Australia. Yeah. He was from Casino, but he played for Brothers. There's a couple of young blokes that I didn't get to play with, but the Orbison brothers. Okay, yeah. Mitch Orbison obviously did great things. Yeah. He played for Ballina. Yeah, right. James, I think I had a season with him. He's older brother, and he was a good footballer. So some good names there.
And country New South Wales, did you have to travel far for games?
No, the furthest we had to go was Grafton.
Okay,
so an hour and a bit.
Good coffee there now.
Yeah, got the Ghosts and the Rebels.
Okay. Nice. All right. And what was your main position you played there? What are you laughing for, mate?
Yeah. I was a fullback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I loved it. Well, that was great. Best position on the field.
So being fullback, does that mean like Teddy's your favourite player right now?
Yeah, Pappenhausen, he's so exciting.
Yeah,
love it. I love seeing that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Even Travojevic, he's awesome.
Yeah.
I love enjoying watching the footy. There's some really good athletes doing great things. It's good footy, good entertainment.
I know you're not saying much about the Queensland players there as role models. Is there a reason for that? Or?
No, I just call it how I see it.
Oh, dear? Okay.
Yeah.
And what about uni? What was uni like?
Yeah, uni was good. Uni was in my town, so I didn't have to move out of home. So I lived with mum and dad and met great people who lived down on campus there in Lismore, and I used that to my best advantage.
Nice.
I made some really good mates who got me through uni. I don't remember some of the subjects, but I know I repeated a few of them. But I did a statistics course. I don't remember being that, but I passed it apparently.
Oh, nice. And was it always a dream of yours to be a teacher? Like, did something inspire you to be a teacher, or how'd that work?
Both mum and dad are teachers, and a lot of aunties and uncles are teachers, so I didn't really escape that. But for me in high school, I had some great PE teachers, really decent people, male and female. Teachers end up playing football with, and they'd get a bit embarrassed if they ever heard me say it, but they were just really good guys I still have beers with now. Really, one bloke, his old man was an Australian halfback, Johnny Mays. Yeah, right. His son Adam was probably one of the best PE teachers I had. Mickey Davis, really good, popular people in Lismore, great touch players who did great things in New South Wales. So I had these guys as my teachers, and they just loved being out there, throwing footies, playing games, a bit of banter. Never made it hard, never made it challenging. It was always good fun.
Yeah, nice. And so is any of your family members, I think your friends are there, still back there, or do you get back there very often?
Unfortunately, don't. Obviously, I used to go back and see mum and dad as much as I could, but they've moved to Kingscliff. So
nice.
I just have to go to there now. So
that's still pretty
good. Beautiful. But I rarely get to go to Lismore anymore. Yeah. I think the last time I was down there was during their bad floods a couple of years ago. I went down to give a hand, but haven't been to Lismore for a while.
Yeah, nice. Never got the old surfboard out and learn to surf?
Yeah, I was never really a good surfer. The old boogie boarder or whatever you used to call it. But
the esky lid?
Yeah, no, it was never my cup of tea.
I reckon it's changed a bit there now too. We went through Ballina not long ago, and the waves are actually pretty good there. And I was like, why isn't anyone surfing? We just surf all the time. And a lifeguard goes, mate, there's so many sharks here. You're joking if you're going out in the water. And I thought, is that really a thing with surfers? But yeah, it is. And so take us to your journey, mate. So you're going through uni, PE teaching. Did you major in something else as well? My other subject was supposed to be religion. Okay, yeah. So I was doing a course there, but I don't tell anyone I didn't quite finish it. Okay. I was supposed to be teaching religion, and I have taught religion in schools. And, I was brought up Catholic family, Catholic school. Yeah. I don't mind teaching it, but PE was always the way to go. I've done a little bit of science as well, but yeah, nice. And so then takes you on your journey after that. So school was fine, enjoyed school with your mates, a lot of sport, mentors as PE teachers. So that also, I guess, solidified that track for you and your family was teachers as well. What happened after uni?
I got a job up in Redcliffe, straight out of uni.
Nice.
One of the only places I got an interview. I interviewed. I got given a full-time permanent contract on the spot. And I think it was only because the principal at the time was leaving the next year, so they were never going to have anything to do with me. So I didn't really mind. So I got the gig, and I was only planning on staying around for 12 months. I always wanted to go back home to Lismore.
Yeah.
Just never really eventuated. It took me a couple of months to even figure out that Redcliffe was surrounded by water.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I didn't know much about it. So.
And you live locally too?
Yeah, I ended up renting up here for a couple of years, and then a couple of years in, bought a house up here, and yeah, I've still been here. So I think this is my 20th year.
Yeah, wow.
At up on the peninsula.
Okay. And then relationship-wise, what's going on there? What happened there? You're doing university, lots of girlfriends, obviously. That's why you're failing subjects. Is that what happened?
Yeah, no, never been that lucky. I had some really good relationships. I moved up to Queensland with my partner at the time, when it was really good. We went through some issues and some trauma there, which we won't quite get into. But I spent a couple of years alone, doing my best, met some really good people during this time, and ended up finding my current partner, Hayley, and we've got 2 beautiful kids now, so kicking goals everywhere.
And Hayley, a teacher as well?
Hayley is a teacher, does very good at it.
Did you work together, you guys?
Yeah, we had 12 months together.
Is it allowed? Like, are you allowed to?
When you're not together, yeah.
Are you allowed to date people you work with? Like, you can work?
I'm sure you can.
Okay. Right.
I never have.
Okay, just, all right.
Yeah, oh, that's honest. Never dating.
So she's teaching?
She's a great teacher, yeah.
Yeah, and PE as well?
No, she's a lot smarter than PE teachers. She's math science.
Oh, she's a real teacher.
She's a real teacher.
Mm. And 2 kids. Let's talk about the 2 kids. How's that going?
Yeah, good. Yeah, 4 and 2.
Yeah.
Can't complain. They're fit and healthy. Keep me very busy, on my toes. Like I've heard a few of your other guests and yourself too. It's a handful.
Yeah.
You just do your best. Sometimes you have to shut your eyes and do your best. Yeah.
And how are they going with the sleep during the night? They sleep during the night?
No, terrible.
Not good. No. Is that why you said you want to do a 4-hour podcast tonight? Because you want to finish at midnight or something?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty happy to stay here, mate. You got a couch or something, because that's where I end up usually.
Oh, mate. Have you ever had those days where you get to work and you go, how did I get here? What did I go through any red lights? Like, you're so sleep deprived.
But the kids probably catch me yawning a fair bit. Yeah. I won't get through my days. I'm all right.
Coffee drinker?
Yeah, never used to be. I suppose it's a teaching thing, but I'll definitely have one a day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I want to ask you a bit about work now. What do you think is the hardest thing about the schooling system?
I'm
not going to name schools, but overall you see, I suppose. Have you seen it change? Have you seen it change since you started?
Yeah. Well, I suppose in 20 years, if I haven't seen it change, I haven't been paying attention. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing for me is that school's not for everyone. And the system hasn't changed enough to cater for that. And we've got kids who just, no matter how much we try and they try and their families try, the system just isn't set up properly for them. It doesn't matter how good the school is and the support systems they're going to place. Some kids just aren't cut out for it, and it's not what they need, what they want. And I think we put a bit of undue stress on them and families because we've got to get through it. And
so when you identify those guys or girls, what do you do things differently with them? Like you're obviously really good connected. Are you aware of those facts? And if so, do you teach differently towards these kids?
Yeah, well, as you sort of know, I've sort of didn't intend to, but I've moved my way into the certificate sort of fields.
Yeah.
Never been a sensational educator, but I seem attracted to the students who aren't so academic and are struggling a bit. I'm happy to work with them to get them at least somewhere where they want to go and something that they can walk out of school with a certificate in their back pocket, and make it as less structured than what they do in a normal classroom.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to ask you a deeper question now with this then. I don't know if you've thought about this.
That was pretty deep, mate.
That was okay. It was okay. It was like a 5 out of 10. It's a good answer, actually. You've done often the tough year levels, which is around that, mid-teen, year 9 area. As a year level coordinator, you've done pastoral before, which is often can be tough with kids don't have the same opportunities or, and can't be grateful for what they often have in their life. Certificate classes. So you're drawn to, it looks like you're drawn to that. Is there a reason why you're drawn to that? Have you ever consciously thought about, I'm actually dealing with a lot of kids who maybe don't have the great life that a lot of kids do have or aren't engaged? Like, is there something in you that makes you relate to those people and has drawn you that way?
Yeah, I think when I was a bit younger, I came in gung-ho and, thought it should be this way and that way. I think it was in my first year, walked into the principal and said, mate, this kid's got to go. I was brought up in a good school. If this happened, like, that kid would be gone.
Yeah.
And the teachers, the principal said to me, Tim, I'm really disappointed you say that to me. And
wow.
Like, flipped it on me and I'm going, hang on, mate, this kid's going to do something and he's got to go. So I think that was my first year in, and my second year I got given year 9 coordinator.
Yeah.
And you start to see the stories and it comes through and you see what's happening in the background. And you just go, yeah, well, that's why that happens. That's why that occurs. And they're not excuses. You just need to be aware of it so you can handle it differently, not go in and, oh, mate, it's all your fault. No, we need to find somewhere where we can, connect to you, your family. Yeah, find something there.
And so and it's really incredible, mate, if you do that. And when you're working with kids who have, some trouble backgrounds or trauma and stuff like that, and you're teaching every single day, like full workload, I'm guessing, like, do you still have time to get to know these kids? Like, obviously in pastoral year 9, you'd have those one-on-ones, or you might have half an hour to an hour, even regularly with regular offenders or people who need your support. Do you still get that time as a teacher that's full teaching load to do that?
Yeah. No. Having the time given to you as a house leader or house coordinator is gold. 10 times better than the money. Like, you needed the time to do it. As a full load, I couldn't imagine trying to get in and solve the problem properly on a full teaching load. So any time you can get to do that is really good. And I think because I had such a great childhood, I was so lucky. I never had a really big drama in my life. I suppose it was me trying to understand why is it so hard for you? Like, surely that shouldn't be hard, mate. That should be easy. It's common courtesy or something like that. But they've never experienced that. They didn't have it at home. So I'd probably want to know, try to understand it myself. Yeah. And that's why you'd spend so much time with those kids.
Yeah, no, and being curious, I suppose. That's good, mate. So to you, and you've been in leadership and you've been working hard, certificates, courses, what do you think now, what defines a great educator?
Someone willing to sort of change the way they approach it if something's not working. And also, too, what happens in your classroom you're responsible for. You can't be emailing house deans or year coordinators or principals trying to get them to fix your problem. I did learn from one of my deputies once that, once you pass that to someone else, then you have to accept what they do with it. So once hey, can you come in and sort of fix this? If they don't fix it to where you want it to be, you've got to live with that. You've got to sit with that. Because you handed off your responsibility. You have to accept what they do with it. And I think, some teachers in the room have got to make sure that that's my room, I'm responsible for it. If a parent's got to be contacted, you contact them. Don't get the deputy to contact them. And that will work so far. Obviously, there's circumstances where that won't be appropriate, but, you need to be doing all you can to be on the front foot and working with those families and those kids.
Yeah. And you obviously have a really good relationship with kids so they can be vulnerable and open up. Have you ever had a good blow up with kids?
Yeah, of course. And I can honestly say they changed the way I operate. So just classic, you learn from your mistakes and you definitely don't go in and do those same things again.
Yeah.
You don't get burnt twice.
Yeah.
So you learn pretty quick that, hey, you can't do that again. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere with any kid. And safe to say I learned from my experiences.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about this before. You said the school system has changed. Do you think the students have changed?
Yeah, 100%.
How? Go. Let's be vulnerable here. Let's be open. Professional but open. How have they changed?
I honestly think they are less resilient.
Yeah.
I do think that it's a combination of a lot of things, very complex, as you know, but we break down a lot of the walls for them. Either we do or their parents do, and they don't have to seek a solution or problem solve to get themselves out of something. If they can't do it, they just expect you to end up giving you the scaffold, or, we all know that we don't fail students anymore, but we carry kids through to get them through so that they can be successful later, even if they don't really have the skills yet. We're going, hey, out into the big wide world, but you really haven't learned how to do this. So kids are just sort of, I think they're starting to understand that, if I just sit back long enough and I don't do this properly long enough, someone's going to come in here and fix it for me.
Yeah. What about their people skills?
Yeah, common courtesy, normal manners. I think it's waning, but my parents' generation probably said that about us too. But we hear things and we see things that you and I probably wouldn't accept and don't tolerate, but they're out there.
Yeah.
It's hard to judge between the generations and things like that, but kids are interesting these days.
If you did misbehave when you're at school, how did your parents react?
They usually, because they were teachers, they knew I was in trouble before I did. I was, and I wouldn't say I was scared of my parents, but I was more worried about what my parents would say and think and do to me than any trouble I'd get in at school.
Yeah. Okay. So big changes there, all right, mate. Let's go a bit left field now. How about this one? Can you define or explain what makes a good father? We talk about a good educator. So what makes a good father?
I wrote it down so I didn't forget, mate. Patience.
I
think I heard you and another guest talk about it a few episodes ago, but patience is the key. And you and I sort of mentioned it a bit earlier. Depends on what kind of mood I am in as a person. If I'm in a good, jovial mood, then I find my dealings with my kids are happy and stress-free.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I'm in a rush usually. That creates the stress, and it's not the kids, it's me. It's my attitude, it's my feeling at the time that I put onto them. So hurry up and get that bloody nappy on, mate.
Yes.
And I'm trying to get them in the car to get their kindy or whatever, and it's, mate, just put the nappy on. If I'm stressed and worried about it, it's got nothing to do with them. So, having good patience.
I like that. And you actually said today over dinner, over feed, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like, I don't know how many times we're in the table, I'm like, just be quiet and eat, and it's getting late, it's bedtime, and then the next time, same time I go, right, let's go joke of the day, everyone. What's been going on today? And Rachel be going, well, you're just in trouble with the kids yesterday. So your mindset is exactly so important. What do you do to sort of chill out and relax? What's something that helps you get your mindset right?
Having the two young kids and stuff, if there's a half an hour where I don't have to do pick up or drop off or go into swimming or sport or whatever, that's a goal. If you can jag half an hour, that's magic. I usually get in the morning because I drop the little one off so early. I've got a bit of time. I might go have a coffee. Luckily catch up with a mate and have a coffee somewhere and just get to school early. Might read the paper. I love reading the paper.
Yeah.
It's too expensive to buy these days, so I read it online. So, that's how I would done. Right, coffee and a paper, beautiful.
Okay. We talked about being a father and some of the tough times about having patience. I've asked this before, and some people have struggled. What's it like to be a man these days? We've talked about before, like how you define masculinity, and a lot of people come on the show and they struggle because like, that's a tough one. And we haven't talked about this before, but what to you is a role model of a man, or what is masculinity to you?
I don't want to repeat what past guests have said, but there was one really recent that was really good and it struck a chord. And I said, yeah, that's really right. And that was, just because I can sort of hurt you doesn't mean I should hurt you.
Yeah.
And, that's right. Just because I can do these things doesn't give me the right, or I shouldn't be able to go and do these things. And we talk about toxic masculinity and culture and stuff like that. And I think it's really tricky. We talk about, students that do the wrong thing. Oh, that school must have a toxic culture or a boy culture or something like that. Well, no, that's not necessarily the case. A couple of young people have made a mistake. That don't tar the whole place with that brush. And that toxic masculinity can get thrown around a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But what I like seeing in our young men now, and what I'd like to think that I have, is being able to have the guts to stand up if something is wrong. That bystander, that innocent bystander mentality. No, you shouldn't be sitting on the sideline if that's happening on the bus or the train or in the classroom or whatever, and your mates are doing that. It's having the guts to sort of, hey, mate, just don't do that. Like, tone it down. That's a bit overboard or something like that. That's what I'd like to see our men get.
Yeah.
It's hard. I think we get through to some of them, but I'm fairly lucky where I am, that at our college they're happy to challenge that mentality, and it gets pushed on them quite a bit from our leadership and our teachers. And, we talk to the boys often about that sort of stuff. And I think we do get through to some of them, but, there's always going to be a group that make a mistake, make a wrong choice. And I think back to when you and I were kids, if they knew what we did back in the day and they had phones and stuff, we did that sort of stuff, but we wouldn't say we were toxic and harming everyone.
Yeah.
We made some mistakes and some silly stuff, but we never called it that back in the day.
Yeah.
But now we hear boys or kids making mistakes and we just go, mate, they're toxic. That's a toxic culture over there. So it's difficult.
So we've gone too far?
What's that?
Do you think we've gone too far then with the labels and the stereotyping of that?
Oh, I think so. But I think that's the way of the world and what's happening. But hopefully that we have people involved enough to understand that that's not always the case, and that they are kids and they're always going to make mistakes.
Yeah,
as my dad said, that's why they put rubbers on pencils, mate. They make mistakes, and at the end of the day, the sun will come up tomorrow. It doesn't matter what you did.
Yeah,
the sun will come up tomorrow.
I keep talking about some of these things. There was a guy who I knew was a mechanic, and he actually he was through one of the places in Redcliffe and saw an elderly lady get physically pushed over and stuff stolen. And he ran after him and just grabbed him and said, well, give her stuff back. What are you doing? Like, you can't touch me, mate. And one of the kids recognised who he was, and apparently the next day the police was knocking on his door and he's in trouble. And he was saying to me, mate, society's just gone crazy. I don't believe in physical violence. I guess I was restraining these boys, but this woman's been thrown over. Do you think it'll ever turn back? Do you think it'll ever turn back, society?
No, I don't know about that. That's too hard for me to figure out. But I can say that on the same day that our school might have had an issue on the train or something, some poor language or something like that, and people having a negative impression of our boys, at the same day I drove past the roundabout near our school, and one of our boys is picking up an elderly gentleman off the roundabout who's fallen over. Our boys pulled over his car, stopped traffic, helped this man who'd ended up fracturing his femur, massive laceration to the head. But the same day we've got that issue over there, we've got this issue here, but different parts of the community are going to have different stories to tell the very next day about our college and our boys. So, yeah.
That's a problem too, isn't it, in itself, because negativity will always trump positivity. So that's a tough one as well. Yep. What about in general? Like, we have these questions often where people want to say stuff, but they got their masks on, But do you think, is there something, like the show's called Unspoken, is there stuff that really annoys you at the moment about people or the way we act, or is there something out there that you think that, there's stuff that's unspoken that people need to actually step up and actually own?
Yeah, I think so. For me, I think there's got to be a bit of a line somewhere. You've got to have a code. You've got to have something.
Yeah.
Like I said, I try to avoid issues and conflict where I can. Like I'll let people have their say, even if I disagree with it massively.
Yeah.
But I'll only disagree with it as far as it's not offending anyone else. So like I'm prepared to call stuff out if they go too far. But, you know, I'm happy to sit there and agree with you if you think, you know, he's a terrible football player or something not trivial. I'll let you go on and I'll agree, oh, yeah, he's terrible, you know. But, you know, that might not necessarily be my opinion. So I don't know if I'm answering what you want me to say and saying it the way you want me to say, but there is a line, I think. And I think that answers it. It's a code that no, I'm not going to let you carry on like that. You can't say that, mate. I'm happy to pull that up.
Yeah, no, that's good, mate. No, and the point is, look, I think a lot of us walk around with our masks on, right? And we've all got our stuff. We talk about before, we've all got our stuff. And I think my biggest thing unspoken at the moment is that people are too shy to be vulnerable. They're too shy to be, oh, mate, I'm not that perfect thing on social media like you are. And I think the more we become really good listeners and have empathy and more vulnerable, the relationships become more authentic. And I think that's the trump card over social media. I've got a bit of a bug about that, but I think that's like when I knew you were coming over today, and I don't know what it's about because we haven't known each other really that much. But even I was saying to Rachel, oh, I'm so stoked, like Bamo's coming over tonight, and she just knows I feel it. Like you're a good mate, and there's no like you haven't saved my life or been instrumental in my kids' life. Like we haven't been together a lot, but you just feel that because people are vulnerable and be honest. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people need to work on in any kind of area where they're at.
Yeah, well, I think you know, I would agree with all of that, but I know that I still speak about you in our staff room. Yeah. You know, where
is that mainly because of the good looks, though, more than the education?
We'll get to that later. But,
okay, sorry.
There is some beautiful rocky road that I know you're very good at, and we still talk about at our weekly morning teas. So, but yeah, like I know what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Yeah. And I love that. I love that vulnerability with people because they can just be authentic. It's so good. Kids are hassling me at the moment for their Rocky Road. I said if they wear their uniforms correctly and all attend, then they should get free Rocky Road. And they're saying, well, our first day, we actually did that. I said, hang on, you can't count first day, surely. When Tim looks in the mirror, what does he see?
Someone who needs a shave straight away. Something I probably try to talk to some of the boys like in my tutor group or something, and how I want my girls to grow up is that, you know, if you can walk away out the gate or something at 3 o'clock and say that you had a positive impact on someone's life, or you did something that you didn't need to do for someone, if you've made someone else's day a little bit better, then I think you can be happy with yourself and go on your way. So if you can look in the mirror and go, yeah, you did the right thing there. And sometimes you look and you go, oh, you shouldn't have done that, mate. Yeah. But, you know, I think if you can look yourself in the eye and go, yeah, you're happy with that and the way you've gone about certain things, then I think you're doing okay.
That's good, mate. Serving others, love that. Here's another tricky one for you. I was reading a book the other day and they said if you can do goal setting, right? We've done a lot of goal setting through union with our kids and that, no doubt. They say that you should start with the end in mind, right? So this one book was talking about it and they said, okay, write your eulogy first, all right? And you're looking at your eulogy and someone's talking about you, and then from there backtrack on what's your 10-year plan, 5-year plan, whatever, right? What does Tim want to be known as at his eulogy, which hopefully won't be ages, mate, but someone's talking about you at your eulogy. What's Tim accomplished and what's he known for as a man?
Well, I don't want to blow it up, but I hate goal setting. I can't do it. It's terrible. Look, as long as someone's there to say something, I'd be pretty happy. Like I said at the start, someone who did their best, was friendly to those he met, you know, didn't try to cause offence anywhere, you know, and looked after and provided for his kids and his family, then I'd take that.
Lovely. That's good, mate. How about this one? We've got one more serious one. What's something we don't know about you that's going to be broadcasted to millions of people all around the world? So,
I know you're building a following, mate. It's getting pressure.
What's something we don't know about you?
Well,
laughing and making me nervous, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing really personal, I suppose, but I don't know. I'm going to have a year off next year.
Oh, nice.
Go around Australia. So not many people know that we're doing that.
Yeah, great.
My boss does, but only just.
When do you head off? When do you start?
End of this year.
Nice.
Yeah. It'll be a big man in a little van.
Can you have that spray paint? That's awesome.
Yeah, big man in a
Look at
little
your
van.
hats.
Jonesy actually wants to call it spam because it'll be ham in a can. We don't know if it'll take off yet.
We have to get on the show for sure. This is going to be a follow-up. We're going to have a little duo happening here. What are you looking forward to the most about that trip?
Getting to WA.
Yeah, why is that? Why WA?
Both Hayley and I like the water, not for surfing obviously, but we, snorkel, scuba. We just think the lifestyle over there would be pretty good. I know we're blessed. Here we are on the East Coast, but go have a look at it over there, and I think we're keen to do that. She's keen to do a bit of off-roading. Yeah. We're going to get stuck somewhere, and I'm not going to be able to get us out.
You will.
That'll be a podcast in itself.
Yeah, we can have a roaming one. I've got a little satellite. We'll get out. Little satellite dish.
You might have to come help me.
Yeah. Got bugs if I'm helping you. So West Australia, is there anything else? Like, are you putting down landmarks of where you want to go? Because what people have said before, is that your plan?
Yeah, Jonesy is.
You're the driver.
I'll go where I'm told.
You're the driver?
If she wants to go there, we'll go there.
Does she rule the family? Does she have that?
She's the brains trust. Yeah. Nice. I'm pretty lucky there because I am very unorganised and off the cuff, and I struggle with a lot of things. Yeah. And they're all the things that she's good at. So
nice. So you're saying you're punching above the average?
Oh, massive. Yeah.
Good man. Well done. Good stuff. All right, ready for a bit of fun?
Sure.
Okay. Now this is quick questions first. We've done a few of these, but this is going to be a split second because you are actually an intelligent man. You don't give yourself enough credit for that. Here we go. Ready? What's your favourite day out? What would be your favourite day out right now? Tomorrow you got tomorrow off. What are you doing? Too late. Next one.
I'll get Goodo up, go fishing because he doesn't like getting up early. Maybe come back, barbecue, watch the footy, a few beers in the backyard.
Nice. Now we're stuck on the first one. You said Goodo going fishing, but I've seen a lot of times photos of him in Bribey. There's no fish. Does he catch fish?
He does.
He does?
According to him, he does. I've seen one or two photos. I've never caught anything with him, but I've seen him with fish.
Favourite food?
Pizza.
Favourite drink?
Beer.
Beer? Do you have a favourite kind of beer?
No. I spread myself around and support as many people.
A well-cultured man. I like it. Yeah. A favourite movie?
I'm a bit boring. It's a bit of a Shawshank or
that's good.
Or The Rock.
Nice. Okay. Are you a romantic?
When I'm in the mood.
Let's talk about Valentine's Day. Was there a present for Valentine's Day?
Hayley got some flowers the day before, so I don't have to go through the crowds.
Was it from you?
Yeah.
Okay. Favourite hobby?
I don't really have too many hobbies at the moment. Yeah. Actually, we just started flying kites. There you go.
Okay, nice.
We've only done it once, but I hope there's more.
What's your favourite human quality in someone?
Honesty, but I like people who are humble. I don't like people who play their own trumpets. Yeah.
I was going to say, what's the worst human quality?
Being arrogant.
Okay, nice. What annoys you most in anything? What's annoying you? What will something just tick you off?
Yeah, like trying to get Elsie's nappy on and trying to get out the door. I just stand still, mate. Left foot followed by right. It's not hard, and it's just laughter and giggle and annoying. It just annoys me. Hurry up, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. And I hate sort of waiting around. And Hayley will say this too. I just hate waiting around. If I'm ready to go, let's go. What are we waiting for here? Let's start another conversation. We're out. Let's go out the door.
Yeah.
I can't stand around waiting.
Dead time.
Yeah, not that I've got anything real pressing to do.
Yeah.
But, righto, this is done. Let's move on. Let's go somewhere else.
Okay. So these silly questions here, you don't use. I was going to say favourite holiday destination.
Kingscliff is the greatest place on earth.
Nice. Worst holiday destination?
Hayley booked us into sorry, are these supposed to be quick?
Doesn't matter. Oh, this is good.
Mate, we were supposed to go over to New Zealand. She had some family friends who owned a beautiful big mansion in Queenstown. Going over for the week, it was going to be awesome. Just me and her, fantastic. 2 or 3 days before, rang up. How's everything going? You're right. The auntie said, yeah, no worries. You're coming this year? And we're coming in like 3 days. Oh, we're not coming next year. We're actually renovating. There's no roof on the. So Haley, without me knowing, booked a juicy van, and we travelled around New Zealand for 5 or 6 days in a juicy van. Again, big man, little van. I just didn't fit. And it was one of the best holidays I've ever had. But it was worse when it was terrible at the time. But,
did you get on well? Was there arguments in the van? Was it all right?
No. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit soppy. So I don't think James and I have had a barney.
Really?
There's a bit of an understanding there. I think there's obviously frustrations at times, but no, it was a great trip. Yeah.
That's unreal. The big man, the big van, I suppose. Joke of the day. Are you you're a practical joker, or do you have jokes?
No, I listen to your jokes. They just don't come off the cuff for me that quick.
You got nothing.
Oh, they're too long-winded, and I think I've taken enough of your time and your listeners.
I'm not going to give you one now. What about quote of the day? Do you have like a quote or a motto? You do. What have you got there?
I wrote them down.
Oh, here you come prepared. I have to change these questions. It's like, here we go. He's smiling while he's opening up this piece of paper here. I need to know what's going on here.
You're not allowed to see them just yet.
Oh, here we go.
So some of the...
Why is there 3 pages there?
One of the quotes I wrote down that I really liked was that you are the average of the 5 personalities that you hang around the most. Okay. And I went, that is spot on.
Yeah.
I found myself in different circles, and if you spend enough time with those people, you end up picking up their traits and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very clear to me that, and we try to get the kids, hey, if that's what you want to be around, then that's who you're going to turn out like. So you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around.
I like that. What else? You got like a whole page here, huh?
I do have a whole page there, but
should we keep going?
Character is what you do when no one's looking.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's your true character. When no one's watching what you do, instead of going for that run down the beachfront, you're having a block of chocolate.
Let's not talk about chocolate. I'm in trouble tonight about chocolate.
You are.
All right. My turn. We're still going?
Yeah, I'm happy for you to have a few more.
It's taken over here. This always makes me nervous. Any friends of Matt Parkinson makes me nervous. I'm just letting you know that out front.
There may or may not be some inspiration from Matt Parkinson.
All right, word association.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Here we go. Wife.
Stunning.
Kids.
Awesome.
Your mates.
Legends.
School.
Going good.
Olives.
Hate them.
Yes, they're so quick. Don't like them.
No.
Brussels sprouts.
No.
Eggplant.
Yeah, no.
So I've got you covered now.
Mum used to make a mazzarca. Have you ever had mazzarca? No. It's like a lasagna, but with eggplant.
Oh.
We as kids, we couldn't eat it, so Mum used to have to make it on potato. So, yeah, no eggplant.
No. What about beer?
Yeah, not good for me. Starting to wean myself off it.
Okay. Marking assignments.
I've never really done one properly.
Rugby league.
Greatest game of all.
Soccer.
Pass.
AFL.
Yeah.
See, we have to talk about this now because Kevy had to go up me the other day. He's a good man. He's making me coffee and he said, why do you rugby league buffs always put down other sports? Do you think he's got a point there, or do you think Kevy's just having a rant?
No, I appreciate the skill in certain sports like soccer. Like some of the kicks and stuff that they do, it's skillful. It's amazing, and you got to give them credit for that. But they let themselves down in all the usual aspects. Like so much time wasting. It's boring. It's hard to watch, and if it was quick, fast, a bit more than 1 or 2 goals a game, I think it would be more style. AFL, I can't quite get into. It wasn't big where I was from, so I never really grew up with it. But again, freakish some of the stuff they can do and how fit they are.
Yeah,
I give that credit, but I probably won't sit down and watch it.
Okay. I actually have the next question about Kevy. Tennis against Kevy.
Enjoyable.
Is it?
No.
How's that going, by the way? Because he said he's going to play every Tuesday.
Yeah, we've got a couple in.
Yeah.
And back in the day, as I mentioned to you, I used to be able to beat young Kevin, and that's no longer the case anymore. He's too fast.
He has got one weakness. You know what it is, don't you?
Sledging.
All right. I'll work on a few of those for you.
Yep.
Word association still. Weekends.
Greatest thing. What I live for.
Monday morning.
Better than they used to be.
Nice. Okay. All right. If you're down your last $20, how are you spending it?
Yeah, my dad's not going to like it, but yeah, I'd be putting it on a pikey in the last.
You do like the jiggies, don't you?
Not as much as I used to.
Really?
Yeah. No.
No?
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
But I do. The horses are great.
Yep.
Yep.
Island with 3 people. Who are you taking? I definitely have to change these questions because we're getting prepared now. Here we go. I don't know why you have to write down. Do you think they're obviously not that important?
Here they are. 3 people on deserted island. I take Michael Jordan.
Why?
Oh, greatest athlete of all time.
Yep.
Jerry Seinfeld or Gervais. Either one.
Yep.
I had to throw Jonesy in there. She's on there. But if I couldn't take Jonesy, it'd be like Combsy or Dave Grohl.
Okay. Why is that?
Oh, you need someone to play a bit of music or something.
Yeah, nice.
Chill out and sing with and pass the time on the island away.
See, I didn't actually know either you are a big Seinfeld fan as well.
Yeah. I've got 9 DVDs at home.
Yes.
That says I am.
I've got the old VHSs.
Yeah, I don't have them.
No, very good. You know, this is really sad, but if I can't fall asleep, I'll just chuck one on the couch, and after a while, it just hums.
Yeah, we do that to the Big Bang Theory, but yeah, I used to do it with Seinfeld.
Yeah, nice.
No suit.
If you could be anyone in the world right now, who would it be and why?
Michael Jordan.
But he's finished, isn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's living the good lifestyle. Yeah.
So why?
He was just so freakish. I still show kids clips, his greatest 50 shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when obviously the documentary was awesome as well, and just to hear him talk, and that's next level. And I don't think I've heard too many other athletes talk the way he does, and it was just all business. He didn't care who he upset. He was magic. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, nice.
Freakish.
Okay, what about if you were down to your last meal?
Oh, beef stroganoff.
You're trying to get brownie points here at home, aren't you?
It was delicious. Thank you.
Good, wasn't it? No, mate. I appreciate you coming over.
No, thank you. Now, can I?
What do you got there?
A la Parkinson.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is going to be interesting.
So I can't remember what he said, but we're going with this. A couple of questions.
He says lots of things important, doesn't he?
He's a smart man. Question 1.
Hang on, you're questioning me now.
Yeah. Who has been your favourite guest so far, and why was I?
That's hands down. Honestly, it's good.
Oh, that's it. Good.
Oh, you want to actually give me?
No, that's all right.
I can't say.
It doesn't have to
favourite.
be
It's so
favourite,
good.
but who was interesting?
I think Jamie was pretty good recently. Just what his adversity, but also his human spirits is gold.
He was good. When is Jason Gatorade coming on?
Well, Jason Gatorade, I don't know does he come this far? Like I know he lives like probably about 4 k's down the road, but he won't go 3 k's for a beer. So he's welcome more than any time to come on this. I'd like to actually talk to him about his adventures and if he actually does catch fish.
Yeah, I think he will be very entertaining.
I'd like to have the 3 of you guys actually here, even Kevy, 4 of you guys on Big Gold here all at once.
If we could do a group one, you usually pay extra for that, but
That's
let's
right.
play on. Okay, serious one, your ultimate camping destination. I might have to write it down.
Look, I've got a little association with Iluka. I love it. North New South Wales. You got a tinny out there. You can fish. You can surf. It's awesome.
When do you think Nicolas Cage will have another good movie?
I love Nicolas Cage actually. One of the biggest backs and chest in the world. We have a bromance there. I don't think he will.
Okay,
he's done.
Fair enough. Is that a good one?
He has had a good one.
This is unspoken. Are there any topics that should remain unspoken, like rugby and soccer?
I think, should anything be unspoken? No, I don't think so. I think maybe a few more people who actually really open up and say how it is. That's the biggest challenge, but a lot of people still hold that stuff. No, bring it out. Bring it on. People need to hear it.
Some people don't want to lose their jobs.
That's true. That's true.
And last question, hug, high five or handshake. These are your 3 options. Jason Gatorade, Parko or Kevy. Hug, high five or handshake.
Or for each one of them?
Yeah, which one are you going to hug? Which one are you going to high five? And which one would you handshake?
I would hug Kevy for sure. High five would be What's the other one? What's high five and
High five or handshake.
Oh, I'd high five Goodo, but a handshake parquet because I'd just be wary of that guy. You have to have your feet ready or something. So yeah, you got to high five him and he might give you a cheeky slap or something. So yeah, that's pretty easy.
So Goodo gets the high five.
Goodo gets a high five.
Yeah, okay. Now this won't be real entertaining for your listeners, but I'm not suggesting you change the logo, but I did try and AI generate some logos.
We should be honest.
Yeah, your listeners aren't going to enjoy this, but you will. These are some logos that I AI generated for you. Not on my work computer or anything like that, but
yeah. Can you explain some of these? Or?
Yeah, well, I will. I'll read out what I typed into AI.
This one's got GWW unspoken. They actually know my middle name.
You will know that it doesn't spell correctly. A lot of the unspoken. The AI doesn't know how to spell it. But I typed in new logo for entertaining podcast. Must have extremely good-looking host who's very intelligent, talk banter, good humour, and plenty of challenging questions. Did I mention he must be good-looking? So for the listeners out there, they can imagine some different AI mock-ups of...
The problem is now I can't put myself on videos because I'm not good looking. These guys all got beards.
Yeah, that wasn't in the
I can't even grow
instructions, but...
Mate, I really appreciate the effort you've done. How long did this take you on AI?
Oh, that was my staff meeting this afternoon.
All right, good. We might somehow put them out there. Maybe put them on the website.
I don't know how you listen. It's not good. It's not good podcast entertainment, but...
What's this one say? This one says like GW unspoken.
They can't. I think they're trying to be trendy and make it like...
Mate, I really appreciate it. It was the first time being told good looking is awesome. We'll take that. Mate, thank you for your extra effort in coming on the show and also bringing in some things from your mates. I really appreciate that, putting me on the spot. It's a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure talking to you. Always think you're a legend. And even the subtle things you've said tonight, like inspire me, talking about how you're just serving other people, making them feel good. That can easily be a good day. And we can all do that. It's not hard to be that for someone else. And, mate, all the best for your trip around Australia. I want to hear some of those things and make sure we get the Morse code out if you need. But I'm glad you're taking the time to come out, and thanks to your family to allow us to have you over to you tonight, mate. Appreciate it.
Mate, I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's a good thing. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, mate.